He's going to fold from his. Oh my!
Seals had never been here, and a later out.
The nail Pacquiao with the right hand. Seconds left.
We're outside the ring today, episode number 4. Today we have
Coach Buck.
How you doing today, Coach Buck?
Good, and you?
So, Coach Buck, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. You know, you're a legend in this city and about to become a legend in the sport altogether. So, how old were you when you first started boxing?
I started boxing when I was 8 years old.
What made you decide to start boxing?
Well, my uncle was the coach, and I happened to just be going on my way to school one day, and he always joked with me like, yeah, I'm gonna bring you to the boxing gym. So I ran into him and asked him where the gym was at, and he gave me the directions to the gym, and hey, that's what I knew I was born to do. So I went up to the gym, just decided, you know, see how tough I really was.
What's your your uncle's name?
Mazan Kemp.
Oh, I heard a lot about Mazan Kemp. He is a legend in the city too. So what was the name of the gym?
The boxing gym was called the Emmanuel Community Center, located downtown on Ray Street. It's across the street from Washington Park.
I know you kind of up there in the age, but do you remember your most memorable moment as an amateur boxer?
Well, I guess it would be I won outstanding boxer in the Junior Olympics at 9 years old, and back then you weren't allowed to start boxing until you was 10, and I had a fake birth certificate for 2 years. So at 9 years old, I won outstanding boxer in the Junior Olympics, and I wasn't even old enough to be in a tournament.
That's what's up. Congratulations on that.
Appreciate it.
So out of all the coaches at that gym, who you think pushed you the most?
Most definitely Mazan Kemp, one of the best coaches going down in Cincinnati history that don't nobody really talk about no more, you know?
I forgot what fight Adrian Bronner had. He was in his corner on one of them cars. Do you remember what fight that was?
Mazan?
Yes.
I think he was the cut man, and I don't think it was Adrian's. It was one of the other kids. He never been in Adrian's corner as a cut man because, you know, Levi always been the cut man for Adrian.
Okay. I thought I maybe saw him in a picture or so.
You might have seen me in the corner a couple times with Adrian, but Mazan's been in the corner on the card of Adrian fights. He was in the cut man. He was the cut man for a couple other guys that was on the card.
So, as you could remember, way back when you was boxing, out of all the fighters back then, which style do you think mimicked your style?
Well, I would probably say Roy Jones.
Roy Jones Jr.?
Roy Jones Jr.
So you had a boxing style like him, or he had a boxing style like you?
Well, we know we was coming up together. You know, he a little older than me, but we had the same styles were similar. You know, and you know, well, Muhammad Ali.
The great Muhammad Ali.
Yes, that was my idol there, Muhammad Ali and Aaron Pryor.
Do you ever get to spar Aaron Pryor?
Yeah, we played a lot in the ring, you know. Then when I got older, you know, and he was older, of course, you know, Aaron never hung up the gloves, so he always got in there with us.
Yeah, as I interviewed Kels not too long ago, he was talking about before Aaron passed away, he was still in the gym training. A lot of people didn't know that, but he said he was, you know, still putting his gloves on and hitting the bags and hitting the pads with Rave and Coach Mike and all of that. You think that's true?
Oh yeah, you know, some fighters, you know, are just gonna be fighters to the day they die, you know what I mean?
Rest in peace, Aaron Pryor.
Oh yeah.
So what made you decide to start coaching?
Well, Mike Stafford, you know, he used to always come and get the kids from the neighborhood up in English Woods where I grew up at, and Rasheed Warren, Adrian Brown and all them. So he always used to be like, man, come on down to the gym and help me out, you know what I mean? So one day I go down to the gym, you know, just check it out, you know, but I know it took a lot of time and patience to be a coach. So I didn't decide to do it then, but I started coaching football, and I had a kid that, you know, I always played with the gloves every day. You know, he'd get in my car, he'd grab the gloves and play with the other kids. So I'm like, well, you know, when you get 8 years old, I'm gonna take you down to the gym, you know, see what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
So I took him to the gym when he got 8, and, you know, off the top, I recognized the talent in him, and I decided, like, you know, I'm just gonna work with him. And from there, you know, I started coaching.
So what's the name of your gym right now?
My gym is called Real Deal Boxing Gym.
Where you get that name from? Is that something you thought of, or?
Well, you know, actually, my uncle came up with it. You know, he's always been in my corner, you know, ever since, you know, I started boxing. And once I got back into boxing as a coach, you know, he's always been behind me, you know, giving me pointers on things to do. And when I got my gym and I was trying to come up with a name, you know, he just came, he said, Real Deal Boxing Gym. You know, hey, you the real deal.
If I'm not mistaken, that's Real Deal on your jacket, is it? And
Oh yeah. I mean, I try to always have some real deal on, you know what I mean?
so this AJ is on front of your chest. Who is that?
That would be my son. That would be the kid that got me into boxing. You know, that was the kid that was on the way to football practice, grabbing the gloves in the back, messing with all the other kids. And like I said, you know, he's signed with Floyd right now, and you know, we're gonna see where his talent takes him.
Is it true you also have another fighter that's doing pretty good in the professional?
Well, Jamonte Clark, he's 15-2-1, and he's signed with Al Heyman. You know, he's in the top 15.
That's great. So you got a nice little stable, huh?
Well, not to mention I got, you know, some of the best little kids coming up in the amateur program.
You got any upcoming fights?
Well, we're on our way to the USA Championships. We're actually leaving tomorrow, Thursday, March 25th, and I'm taking 12 kids down, and I'm guessing that I should at least be 50% at least.
50%?
Yes.
Okay.
6 out of the 12.
So you said this is a USA tournament?
Yes, it's the USA Championships.
So I don't want to brag. Well, I don't want you to brag, but could you tell us a little bit more about your background since we mentioned USA? Because I heard you was also one of the coaches on the USA coaching.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to coach the 2013 USA World Team in aptitude. What's it called? Kazakhstan.
Uh-huh.
And you know, also on a lot of the international dual matches. I think we had probably like 6 of them. And because the head coach was Cuban, he wasn't allowed to travel. He didn't have his USA citizenship, so I acted as the head coach on all of the dual trips.
Any of them kids, any of them fighters we might see on TV today?
And out of the 2013 team, I know Kenny Sims Jr. is still he's still relevant. Leroy Davila out of New Jersey, Mike Hilton out of New Jersey. How you doing? Jamonte Clark, 165-pounder out of New York. I forgot Lala. We used to call him Lele. Lele's out of New York.
So,
but those are the guys that you probably could catch on TV.
I thought Shakur Stevens was also on that team too.
Well, that would be he was part of the junior team.
Team.
I didn't name all of the junior guys and the youth. Shakur was probably like the leader on the junior team. Him, Devin Haney, one kid is passed, Gonzalez. The youth team had a lot of guys that's on TV now also. I also coached with the 2019 Bulgaria team.
So you probably seen a lot of war in the gym with Shakur Stevens and Devin Haney.
Well, they didn't spar much as kids, but Shakur sparred everybody. Shakur sparred all the juniors, the youth, any elite, anybody that was his weight, no matter how old they were. Shakur sparred them.
What about Devin Haney?
Devin Haney had the opportunity to spar a lot of the guys also at the other levels, the youth and the elite level also, as well as the elite level women.
The women? So
yeah, Marlena Esparza, she spars all the junior tough guys in
the
there.
guys, huh?
Yes.
That's great. So you think you gonna be back on the team, or you just gonna stick to your stable that you got in Cincinnati?
Well, right now I'm just looking forward to working with my kids right now because they're at the age now where they need me more here
Than the other
than
guys.
maybe one of my kids that can use me out at the USA team, you know. So I'm gonna stay home.
So can I ask you a couple questions about, you know, some topics that's going on today as far as like Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence?
Sure.
So what do you think about the big debate? Is they ducking each other, or you think it's just a money problem, or what's your take on why they not fighting?
Well, it's always about money. Always, money is always the first and foremost part of division. You know, so for these guys to come together, you know, the money gonna have to be right on. It's gonna have to almost be right on both ends for both of the guys. You know, both of them feel like they the A side. Nobody want to take the B side money. So,
Do you think a 60-40 split is reasonable, or you think 70-30 or 50-50?
hey, if I'm Terrence Crawford, 60-40 is great if 60 coming to me. If I'm Errol Spence, 60-40 is great with 60 coming to me. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Now one of them don't want to take the 40.
So you don't think the fight gonna happen?
Yeah, later on in life when nobody wants to see it.
Right. I also feel like that too. I don't think the fight gonna happen. I'm getting pretty much irritated by the back and forth, who ducking who, fighting who, this and that. I think both of them are very talented, and it would make a nice pay-per-view fight, but we'll never see it because of the business side of the sport itself.
Hey, they say Mayweather versus Pacquiao. You know, it was so long. You know, nobody really wanted to see it, but it still sold.
It did, and I think it's gonna happen too. But I think both of them are gonna end up fighting at probably 154 when the fight gonna happen. When, you know, pretty much another big fight might come up that we gonna care to see more than we care to see the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. So, what do you think about Charlo and Benavidez? Charlo first said he wasn't gonna fight him because he wouldn't fight nobody 25 and younger. Then he turned around and said he will fighting. Then not too long ago, he just said he wasn't gonna fight him. Do you consider that ducking?
Yeah, that would be called ducking.
But
he had his reason. He said he ain't fighting nobody 25 and under. I mean,
but why he say he was gonna fight him? You think that was ego? Him just, you know, saying like, man, I got to do this because if I don't, I'll look like a punk.
exactly.
But then he turned around and said he's not gonna fight him. So what did that make him look like?
Must be the money side now.
I thought that too, but I just think he might just be scared to take his L.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with Charlo against Benavidez.
Oh, okay. So since we're doing prediction, I got another one for you. How about Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua? Who wins that?
I'm gonna go with Anthony Joshua
And why is that?
because I think he got the bigger puncher's chance. They both got glass jaw Joes.
So what you think about Canelo versus Billy Joe?
Come on, man, Canelo needs to fight somebody that can give him a fight, man. Quit fighting these guys. He is robbing the bank right now.
You think so?
Yes, he just sold over 20,000 tickets in 1 hour, man. He robbing the bank.
Is it fair to say he following the blueprint of Floyd Mayweather? He can fight who he want to fight when he want to fight him.
Yeah.
So he's the top of the chain.
He is the head honcho.
So he could do what he want.
Exactly.
And
he
we
ain't
just
got to
gotta
fight no Charlo, no Benavidez, none of those guys.
But in some other cases, people say that's ducking. Or do you just think he just doing what he got to? I mean, what he want to do?
That's Canelo, Money May, Alvarez. He make money in May. Canelo, Money May, Alvarez. He's the king of May now.
Yes, I believe so too. Like, I think he's considered the GOAT of this era.
Yeah, he's got to be in the line as one of them. You know what I mean? Right now in this era, you know, he's pound for pound champ, been there for a long time.
So you think we'll ever see another Canelo?
You're always gonna see another Canelo. You're gonna see another flyweight. You're gonna see another Muhammad Ali.
So what is your belief of Adrian's career?
Adrian Bronner?
I mean, no, Adrian Benton.
Oh, son, I think he's going to do good. Once the doors start open for boxing, I think he's going to be allowed the opportunity to really excel in the sport. He's hungry, he works hard, and he's got a lot of talent that ain't even really tapped into yet. He's young.
Okay, I don't want to get you in trouble by saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So a lot of people say that Mayweather hang his good fighters on the shelf, and we're not gonna be able to see him. You think it was a good decision of letting him sign with Floyd Mayweather?
I'm hoping so. I mean, we going in. We went in with our eyes always open. We know what was coming to, and we thought it was a great opportunity, and time will tell.
So you believe Mayweather's gonna push Adrian in the right direction?
Most definitely.
And not to say nothing bad or hoping nothing bad, but I think it might be a nice opportunity due to Gervonta Tank Davis having illegal issues right now that maybe get him locked up. And I think that Floyd Mayweather focuses his career around him. So now if Tank get locked up, he'll have more time to focus on his upcoming fighters, which is Adrian Playtime Benton, and he'll push him in a better position than Tank because he in a good weight class at 130, and then he can move up to 35, then 40, and 47. So this might be a nice opportunity if Tank might get locked up. Not saying he will, but you never know.
Well, I'm not hoping nothing bad on the little brother. I hope he, come out good, And at the same time, I'm just hoping, Floyd's ready to start, doing what we supposed to be doing as a team and promoter, and open up these doors so we can start kicking it in for my man.
So when do you think he might be getting a date on this next fight?
Well, we're in March right now. We're at the end of March, and the 6-month period will be in June, We ain't got much left time this year, so we hoping we're gonna get a date by June.
Okay. Well, I think this is gonna end up our interview with Coach Buck Benford. Signing out.